Okay, yeah. So let's start, guys. I'm welcoming everyone, and this is my first ADP list session. Uh, so let's start with. So, so I'm principal. So I'm a product UX designer, and I'm providing these services from last 18 years, and I'm running a design studio in Chandigarh, India, called Think 360 Studio. And today's session is actually related to the design, collaborate, and launch with AI. So over the next 30 minutes, I will share the practical lesson I have learned while working with startups and enterprise and how I have like uh, become my co-pilot building better products. Like co-pilot means how I'm making I'm thinking that AI is a co-pilot for me to making sound products, not even from the stakeholder perspective, but also from the user perspective, so that product will be loved by the users as well. So today's session is actually regarding that. So, and in that session, the agenda of the session will be like, okay, first I will introduce myself, like in which industry I will work, I have, I'm working, and what's my goal, and regarding the product engineering, we will talk about like how to what type of things we have to produce from with the help of AI and to so that we can give it to the product and in engineering team. So and work especially working with designers as a strategy person. So what type of requirements designers need, like design system critiques, especially for the remote teams, and we will also talk about the shift in the product design in the AI era and launching products. Like I will talk about few different frameworks, which is now very popular and very actually usable within that particular process when we are thinking that okay, AI could be our best co-pilot. And then we will take some question and discuss about the more resources. So let's start. So first of all, about me, as I already told you that I have 18 plus years of experience in the in the digital product UI UX. And my thinking is that, okay, great products are never built by designers alone. So they are built actually through the collaboration between design, product, and engineering. So I have like experience in the various kind of industry, but core expertise in healthcare, SaaS, FinTech, logistic, and nowadays from last 3 years, I'm working in AI products as well. So from last 18 years, I have done my design product has been touched by the 60 million plus users, and yeah, so let's talk about in other slides that okay how we can work with AI as a companion. So now I'm talking about this thing because everybody knows the vibe coding, and I must tell you guys, vibe coding is actually dead. And I will explain you how this statement is. I will prove in next 30 minutes this statement is true. So if that is doubt, so let's suppose if vibe coding is dead. So what is the next thing? So that quantum thinking. So quantum thinking is the future. I will explain you like in the quantum thinking process. We also heard about like 4 5 years before design thinking. Then there are a lot of development tool has been arrived that is called vibe coding. But now the future is quantum thinking. So let's talk about that. So there are two forces are reshaping the how we build basically. So one is the collaboration, and the second is the artificial intelligence. So what is important, the collaboration is like okay nowadays, because everybody has the idea and it's very easy to execute the idea, but if you are executing the idea only depend on the AI, that is not good, right? So what type of thing you have to learn within the AI development process, this we will talk about, and how design, product, and engineering teams could be aligned each other, and best team decides together, not a single person. So if you think that okay, a single person wake up in the morning and he has the idea and he can execute within next like 5 days and the app will be successful, there is no guarantee even in the AI world. So you need a proper team and the communication, not a big team. I'm not talking about the 100 people in your team, but I'm talking about, okay, at least 5 to 10 people in your team. So another is artificial intelligence, like how the development process has been changed in the AI era. So research docs in minutes you can create. You don't need to spend a lot of time into that, and a lot of time previously we were spending on accessing the information on Google or blogs or downloading the application, installing it, and reviewing, okay, what's the problem. Sometime I have experienced myself that I was reading the reviews of that particular application. Nowadays, it's accessible through the AI, because AI have big data. So okay, so next thing is how we have to collaborate with AI. So it's and one thing I would like to discuss, AI is not a like taking your job. It you can think this session I'm talking about, okay, how AI could be a good companion in your product design process. So let's talk about first thing that, okay, how we can start work with the product and engineering team. So aligning user needs, business goal, technical reality from day one. And uh, after this session, I will also share you one case study. It's very small case study. I'm working nowadays on that. And in that case study, I will tell you that whatever I'm explaining through these slides, how I implemented in that particular small app. So first thing is, so let's talk about, okay, how to make the strategy with the product design and development team. So every decision answers three questions. So these three questions are very important. And if you are not giving these questions answers to the can never understand your product thoroughly. So first step for the quantum thinking is, okay, let's talk about, okay, does it solve a user problem, whatever the product you are building? Does it support business goals? Because as a product designer or as a product manager, you have to keep the balance in between users and the business. And there could be some shift in that, like, okay, sometime users is on top of the business, or sometime business is on top of but it could not be like 70 or 30% ratio. It should be around 60 and 40%, 50 50 55 45, not more than that. So balancing all these three is what turn a good designer into a strategic product designer. So this is what we are talking in the whole next slides. So practice those things. All previous three questions is, okay, write it down clearly. If you can write it down on paper, that's good, but you can write it down in Google Docs as well. Second thing is, writing down means not even you are not writing just the product requirement document, but you are also writing user stories, acceptance and criteria, and edge cases, cut the back and forth. And communicate intent, like share interaction junction, not just the Figma screen. Nowadays, it's not just enough from a product designer perspective, but you have to give the hands off to the developers through these MVP document, user story documents as well, so that they can understand the whole application flow easily and take the help from the AI wherever or whenever they are taking it. So last thing is, okay, make them explicit, like speed versus quality. Nowadays, every client want their application like more than 20x, 10x in time. So speed versus quality nowadays a very important challenge. Business versus user, that I already discussed. Feasibility versus ideal experience. So how to tackle these information and how to create those things which is required for the product design and product development. Let's talk about that. So as my product and engineering experience, how I'm taking like help from the AI. So let's talk about, okay, draft a PRD document. So PRD document means product requirement document. And we can ask those things to the ChatGPT. Okay, this is my product. Okay, so what type of user I have to target? Even though I know from my own research or from my competitor research, even though we have to guide to the AI that, okay, this is what we are looking for. And then AI will be guide you, and AI will assist you with those documents and what the AI could produce. Like, okay, generate the PDF, PRD, and user story. Like, in those, the important thing is the acceptance criteria and scope. Second thing is analyze the requirements and edge cases. Like, okay, pressure test decision with the help of Claude. So in the documentation or the document creation, I use ChatGPT and Claude, and I will let you know that, okay, where I use ChatGPT and where I use Claude. So summarize meeting into action items, like notes to take next step instantly. So draft stakeholder updates as well with the help of AI. Okay, this is what we have decided for the product PRD document, and this is what I have to present to the stakeholders. So next thing is, let's talk about uh, in like how to take help in for the UX research. UX research is very important when we are producing these kind of document like PRD document and user stories. So there is a framework I'm mentioning in this slide. So one in this framework, the core concept is like automate, augment, and human only. So what is the meaning of that related to the automate is use AI for repetitive or time consuming tasks like organizing data, coding responses, and speeding up analysis. Second is augment means, okay, let AI assist humans by offering suggestions like patterns or insight that research can build on. So third is human only. So keep people in the charge of the task, right? That required empathy. Now, I must tell you that AI is struggling with the empathy. Maybe in the future, in next 10 years, they can solve, but right now it's in the human area, like empathy, context, ethical judgment. Then things AI cannot handle well. Right now, AI cannot handle it. So with this framework, you can create your user research around it very easily. Next thing, we will talk about the shift in the product design. So the people who have experience like more than 3 or 5 years, they can understand very easily that, okay, previously production era was like, okay, we create the document, we plan it, we take the decision, okay, what to not develop. Then the production development team come into it and the output comes. But in the decision era, like in the AI era, we have the requirement, we have the decision system. So you take the shift of the decision system. So what in decision system is like, okay, user feedback, product metrics, research, documentation, AI system, team alignment, then production, and then output. So what I am experiencing, like, okay, I given the document to the AI that, okay, this is my MVP document, now create a product for me. So after the understanding the document, AI create the product, but let's suppose it will give me as an output, right? Okay, this is my output. So after that, I have to give some suggestion, so give some changes to the AI again, and then output will come. So output, then the final outcomes will be arrived after the lot of feedback and lot of give and take, the communication with the AI. So this is the biggest shift. So you can say that, okay, how much important is the, okay, documentation matter more than ever. Uh, this is very serious issue, guys. Vibe coding is not the answer, I must tell you. Continuous collaboration beats meeting. Learning requires strong memory. So memory over here, okay, what AI can understand from a period, what type of inputs you are giving into the AI system. And the last is judgment is now the team sport. So the new bottleneck is not building products, it's making better decision together. Next thing is the best AI system do not start with better prompts. They start with better inputs. We so there is a prompt engineering. So that type of hype we are listening from last 2 3 years almost, yeah. But I must tell you, in the quantum thinking, prompt engineering is not the end goal. So what is important thing is, okay, what type of documentation you are creating with the help of AI, and what type of inputs you are giving to the AI so that you can get the output, whatever the product requirement, whatever the user requirement, as per the user requirement and as per the business requirement. So let's discuss about it. This is a very important slide. That okay, design inputs that improve AI outputs, right? So over here, I'm talking about this is the design problem. Let's talk about one design problem. Then what we are trying to solve. Then there are a lot of backgrounds, examples, and memory. Like in memory means, okay, what type of like requirements I'm giving to the AI. And in the requirement, I'm deciding, okay, this you have to do, this you have to don't do with the proper format of the information. Then giving the task in my document, giving the situation from the user story point of view, and then let AI think. And whatever the documentation I'm giving, the AI will be give me the output accordingly. And in this process, we can save a lot of tokens from the AI, and we can get the output from the AI much faster. Second thing is, it's very big challenge. It's a very big challenge that okay, like working with designers. So how designer make each other the better product, you know. So what you have to take care about during working with designers is like okay, about the outcomes, not the preferences. Like ask better question, received critics without becoming defensive. Then in the design system. So in the design system, what we share is proper, not even the application language, but also the brand language. So like that will take that particular product scale faster, reduce design depth across design and engineering. Then we can talk about the critics like decision, not opinions. Present present clearly defend with evidence, not personal taste. Then nowadays challenge with the remote team, like especially for the remote design, like assumed by default clear communication across time zone and culture. For that you can use various kind of tool. Like for the micro SaaS, you can go with this WhatsApp groups. You can, for the mid-level enterprise clients, you can go with the Slack. So those are the better tools as per my understanding. So how to tackle this situation? So AI in my design process is how I'm taking the help from the AI. That okay, let's so with the designer communication, you can take the output from the AI related to the generate the like UX copy, content ideas like onboarding, empty state, micro interaction. That is very important nowadays. So you can ask the AI simply, like, give me 5 empty state copy option for first time analytics dashboard. So AI will let you know that how you can decide uh, the whole brand language. But before that, you have to give your brand vision and little bit about the brand language and the brand culture to the AI so that AI can give the output accordingly. Okay, explore the alternative prototyping concepts. You can, with the help of MVP document, if you will give the MVP document to the, let's suppose the chat GPT and tell them, that, okay, this, can you create the screen for me, like in the JPG format or in the HTML format? The codex will can create instantly. Then review the accessibility and usability. It's a very big topic. I'm not discussing in detail in this presentation, but that is very important nowadays because AI sometimes failed um, in terms of accessibility and usability. Speed up the research and exploration. Summarize, analyze, and compare faster, right? So next slide is talking about okay, how to do the prototyping with AI. So write a short product idea, use AI to prototype it, and share for the feedback. So how you can do, you can see again, it comes again like product requirement document. Define what you want to build. So write a story description, product idea, what it does, for whom, why it matters. Next, generate and refine UI with like AI tools. So I'm using Claude Design for creating the prototypes, and then test and share to the gather early feedback. So Share the prototype with stakeholder or users to validate your direct direction before involving design or engineering. That you can, so this is very simple process you can use. So in this slide, we will talk about, okay, so we talk about the product requirement document. We talk about, okay, what we have to build, what we have to not build, who is your user. And in this slide, we are gathering, taking that whole information and putting into this particular process of the product development. So launching product and feature is very, very important, guys, because if you know your user, you can take better decision. So so here I am in the next slide, I'm talking about a framework that is called Moscow framework. So this is a method you can use and to guide your AI. Okay, in this method, simply way to help leaders and team make decisions about what to prioritize. It breaks everything you need to do in four categories: must have, like critical, which is required instantly; should have, important but not vital; could have, nice to include if there is a time or budget, right? Would not have, for now, not a focus this time around. So this framework you can use and you can guide the AI as well. That okay, this is the must feature we need. We have to do. We need in the product design, and you have to develop it. Second thing, another slide is okay, from idea to validate the concept. So okay, as I already discussed with you, like who are we building for? What problem we are solving? What does this problem matter? How will we know we solved it? So reduce the risk before you build, like discovery, research, early prototyping, aligns user needs, business goal, and feasibility long before development beginning. And to cater these all previous problems and question in the form of the answer, the only answer is the MVP document. Your MVP document should be very sound, and it should have the user persona, user stories. It should have, okay, to whom you are giving that particular product. And an MVP actually a smaller solution that validate your assumption and create real value for users, like identify the core value proposition, prioritize the feature by the impact versus effort, build the smallest version that validates, and avoid feature creep and over engineering. So preparing for that, you have to prepare for the release. You have to like you have to tell to the AI in your MVP document. Okay, so what is your prepare for the release? What is the measure success? So these important points you have to mention to the AI or your team members who is responsible for the programming. So I only mentioned over here four important points, like okay, readiness, checklist, and design and dev QA, user onboarding and education, internal alignment rollout plan, risk mitigation before launch, and in measure success after build the product and after giving it to the users is okay, define success metric before launch, track adoption and engagement, qualitative, quantitative feedback, then retention and business impact. So these inputs you have to give to the AI. Okay, this is what we are building like as a MVP document, and this is our checklist. These are our user flows and onboarding ideas. These are our release note and marketing copy. Identify the risk and before the shipping. Another important thing is okay, this particular graph will help you to define the user needs, which I already discussed with you in the Moscow framework, which is like must have features. So how, so sometimes we have the question that okay, how to define, okay, this is what user needs or this is not user need is. So I will quickly finish this thing. So UX metrics is very important. So UX metrics actually depend on attitudinal, behavioral, and performance. Then business goal is required over here, like a personal AI agent, company, AI automation, and then other different parameter of the users. And Designing with AI, I already discussed in the prototyping phase. But over here, I'm talking about again, this workflow is very, very sound and I'm using it on day-to-day practice. Like user needs, business goal, you have to define, give the AI as a prompt, like as a document, MVP document to the AI. Then tell them, okay, how to design it, prototype, and then prompt code, give the prompt for the code with these particular, these all documents, and AI will better understand your products. So we will take some questions and QA. And so this is the process: discover, strategy, design, exploration, collaboration. And previous process we have like double diamond process, where we so now the double diamond has been totally shifted to this particular process. We have like we are discussing about, we have a lot of ideas. We are giving the input to the AI, taking the output, and that output, if we don't like it, then we will give another idea to the AI, take the output. I'm talking about this particular slide. Yeah, this particular slide. And this is like a new type of design process. And in this double diamond, so in that particular process, what we do, we use different type of AI tools, which some AI tool can do prototype very nicely. Some AI tool could do like coding very nicely. But it depend on what type of ideas, what type of documentation you are giving. So these are the five tools I'm using in my day-to-day practice. ChatGPT for the research, and Claude for the creation of the requirement document. Claude Design for concept and mock-up data and rapid prototyping. Notion AI to take the notes, research, documents, and everything. Framer AI I use for create the quick landing pages and the quick prototypes. So, as per our discussion, so these are very important facts which every company required. That's why AI is actually top off from the other like criterias. Like designers who ship 10x faster get paid 10x more. So people who use AI transparently build more trust. It means if you are building something from the AI, tell to your client, like, okay, this is what I have built with the AI. So there is no ashamed of it, because we are all living nowadays in AI bubble. I don't know when it will burst, because it's evaluating on day by day. Second, and another fact is, okay, so it's for not for a this particular statement is not for designers, but for a person who know less about design but would like to create a proper prototype. But again, in that particular prototype, it should be usable by the UI. So what is the meaning of this slide is, prototype should be, it doesn't matter that it looks good, but it should work well. It should be very easy to understand. So this is what this slide meaning is. And another case study is Spotify just showed like Anthropic how to ship with AI. So I already embedded a proper YouTube video in that. And 15-year-old PRs has been solved with the help of AI. It's very, very, and Spotify had more than 3,000 engineers, and they all engineers are taking the help from the AI. So quickly, let me discuss about the application, and the flow, which so I'm taking the help from the AI. So let me explain you one case study quickly. So what I was building a code booking app, sports code booking app. So what I created a document with the help of the ChatGPT, and this was my document, very simple document, where I explain my users, where I explain the features and everything. And then I given this document to the AI, to the Claude design, and this particular prototype that has been created. So I given two users. Okay, one is the person who are booking the sport venue, and second is the sport venue owner. So you can see how brilliantly this prototype has been like designed within 20 minutes. And this is from the user side. This is the admin of the venue. They can see the requirements and everything. And now I'm coding into with the help of Claude Code, and most probably this particular application will be launched by next week. So this is the admin of the of this particular application, where as a super admin I am adding the venues. I'm adding the code admins, codes, and taking very basic analytics. So this all created by the AI. So yeah, so we have now 3 or 4 minutes. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. Okay, one question. Can you go previous slide 28? I do not have time to read. Okay, 28, 28. So this is the 28 number slide. And not sure I understood intent. How do you recommend to build the memory and update the
Uh,
document?
yeah. So maybe I can ask the question.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
when you were sharing at the beginning, it was like requirement, intent, which I think it was assumptions, and then being explicit, right?
yeah,
I was not sure about which documents, because I'm not designer, I'm engineer.
yeah, yeah, no
I'm not
problem.
sure, yeah, which
So
document you meant. I think this is very important. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm actually talking about only one document that is called MVP document, minimal viable product. So in the minimal viable product, you can add like, okay, who is your user and who is you not your user, because you have to guide to the AI for the next step, right? And about your application, all features in detail, like I'm sharing in this particular document, right? Each and
I think
everything.
this is not the document that you meant at the beginning. Like you had the first slides. I think maybe
This
it
one?
had like the number 8. Yeah, the number
Yeah,
8.
yeah,
No. The next one, the 9. Yeah, communicate intent. I think this is a kind of document for communicating intent, because the MVP is not a is even, I'm not sure if it is a document. But normally the MVP is something functional, right? The minimum valuable product, right?
yeah, yeah,
And so you have the requirements. The requirements are acceptance criteria and user stories are in the PRD. Then you
yeah.
have communicate intent,
Mhm.
and then you have make them explicit. So which documents are communicate intent and make them explicit at the team level? Yeah, that's my question.
So from the communicating intent is, okay, Figma is one of the document itself, the high fidelity prototyping, right? Second thing is user stories. You have to write the user stories in detail so that developer can understand or AI can jump into it. And with the from the user stories, if you're writing like from epic level, then other levels of the user stories, AI can understand and directly convert into the weekly sprints. Not even if there is 100% AI, then it will understand and create the whole product on behalf of your developer. But another thing is, okay, so this is not about the document. This is about, okay, how we are making it like more explicit, like speed versus quality, business versus user, and feasibility versus the ideal experience. So this particular thing is only depend on the basis of what type of inputs you are giving to your team or the AI through the documents like Figma, MVP document, etc. I hope you got the answer.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to understand at a team level, right, which documents will inform about this. I'm thinking that maybe the kickoff of a project in a kickoff document, you maybe will put like the requirement.
This meeting